Okay, good morning, everybody. This is Vince with Listings to Leads, and this is the rollout call for the agents at Keller Williams in Dallas. And you may have not, you may have heard about us, you may not have heard about us. We've been doing this for about 9 years now. And we have a marketing platform that is designed not just to market your listings, but also to generate leads, to get buyer leads, to get referrals, and to get seller leads. You will get an ID and password to the platform, and when you do, use the button up at the top right to log in. So let's do that now, and let's look at what you see when you log into the account the first time. Every day when you do log in, you're going to be faced with kind of a pop-up page here. And we always announce kind of the latest things, but I recommend that you all scroll down and you look at the training classes that we have. So we have Get Started, and this call is a little bit like Getting Started. We also have Facebook advertising classes, and we do that every Tuesday. And these are pretty important to be on. Facebook is a great place to capture leads, to build a brand, and our tools integrate incredibly well for that. You also see that we have other classes recorded here. This was by an agent at Keller Williams who used one of our tools and continually still uses it on Craigslist and gets a lot of leads. But you'll see here some ideas or examples of some of our tools. And I want to point out that we added Continue with Facebook. And what that means is that allows us to get leads for you when people click this button, Continue with Facebook, and I'll show you what that looks like. But when you click to the right or left of this page, it kind of disappears. We do have a mastermind group, and there will be directions on how to get to that group by clicking right here. I'll show you that because that's actually a really important piece of what's going on. But this page here says Getting Started and Automated. This is kind of some step-by-step instructions on what to do in our system when you're just getting started. Facebook advertising, as I mentioned, is pretty strong, so you definitely want to click in here. For those of you that are interested in generating listing leads, that's probably one of the top places. And you'll find that we have a landing page for What Is Your Home Worth. This video here shows you how to make it and how to customize it. And then right here, we show you how to put it on Facebook, which is probably one of the most popular things to do with our tools. We have a great open house marketing platform. If you click here, you'll see that you can just drop in the date and we email you a handful of tools, and it's just awesome. We have a listing presentation too. I'll probably download that and send that to your office, but you can download it yourself here and access it. So before you kind of get into the listings, and I am going to go to the listings page first, you do want to do some setup, and we're going to talk about that. But first, I just want to take you to our listings page. We're getting your listings automatically, so you don't have to re-enter them in our platform. And what goes on is we create a single property website, a virtual tour. We auto-upload to YouTube. If you go to your profile, you connect your YouTube channel. We can auto-upload there for you. We have an email campaign and a Facebook campaign from just listed to open house to under contract, price reduced, and just sold. All of those tools I just mentioned all have lead capture built in. We also have listing landing pages, and listing landing pages, let's see here if I have an open house. I'm going to create an open house very quickly just to show you what that looks like. Well, let's just look at the landing page. We'll get into the open house a little bit later. This is a listing landing page, okay? It is a unique way of showcasing a home because it gives one big picture and it gives you a little bit of detail. And if you want more detail, you got to click Continue with Facebook. We added this, I'd say in like September, October of this year. And we have found that lead generation is just going through the roof because people are very comfortable clicking a button like that. So let's click it together and let's see what happens. I don't know if you can see a little quick window popped up there. This page turns around, says thank you. That's a thank you from the agent to the person. And then it drops them on the single property website. Okay, so this single property website is automatically created. the photos flow in. There is a little bit of extra here where I pasted in a YouTube video. If there's a nice virtual tour you want to put in, you can certainly do that. But then this gets us to the heart of what Listings to Leads does. We're going to have your logo. We're going to have some status, either just listed. I don't know if you can see it. I got a lead pop up automatically. Just listed, open house, perhaps coming soon, under contract, and just sold. And then of course there's the things you would normally expect. You're going to have your picture there. You're going to have your phone number there. But over on the left, we actually have something else that's unique to Listings to Leads, which we call them lead generation links. Okay. So what is your home worth is obvious what that does. Search all homes is a link to your website. You want to customize that so that's pointing right to your property search site. If you have homes for sale in Dallas, you want a link that says Dallas Homes for Sale. You probably also want to have a link that says, I don't know what the price point is. Let's just say that homes fly off the shelves under 500 grand. That's the major price point where everybody's looking. Then you want a link that says Dallas Homes under 500K. Whenever you click on something like that, we can drive people right to your website. And I will show you how to do that. But that's just one of the many tools in here. We also have ways for you to post to Craigslist, every listing. And Keller Williams is huge on Craigslist a few years back. And then Craigslist whipped their website upside down and everybody sort of left, meaning all realtors left. What you should be aware of is that Craigslist is still the number 14th website in the country. So the consumers, your target market, never left, but your competition has left. And so our clients definitely are focused on lead gen. They use that button to post and get up there. If you have already moved to the Playster platform, which I know that a lot of Keller Williams folks are, you might want blog content. And right here is a button that says blog, and we give you a number of tools. You could have a virtual tour, you could have a e-flyer, you could have a open house ad, and you just copy and paste. And the nice thing about that is it showcases the home. It has photos of the home. It has the information about the home, but it also has those lead generation links that I was talking about. Those links that point from our ads to your website. So it's a real nice way of getting blog content, since if you're using Playster, it is a WordPress platform and you can just copy and paste from one place to another. Another major part of our system is landing pages. If you go to the top, you'll see that there's a navigation bar and there's a tab called landing pages. And we have many landing pages and you have access to these and you can use them for many areas. So I don't know the Dallas area too well, but my guess is there's probably a few suburbs. Maybe there's a couple of neighborhoods in Dallas that you want to focus on. Wherever you want to do that, you could just go here and type in Dallas, right? Or you can type in Fort Worth, right? Or whatever it is that you're going to target to build your business, and then click Save. And when you do that, that will create, in this case, it would create a Fort Worth button under every page. We would have a FSBO landing page, an expired landing page, an empty nester landing page, a growing family lender page, and probably the most popular page is Property Valuation Plus. Okay, and so when you click that drives you into this page, and you can then see your landing page, and I'll kind of show this to you very quickly. And you customize it. You put a background picture in the back end, and what this page does is it allows a consumer to drop in their address and then click Get Home Value, right? And this is the #1 tool for capturing listing leads. So you're going to want to know, and it says, hey, it's ready. Click here and it says View My Report. And that's us reaching in, that little pop-up there is us reaching into Facebook, getting their name and email that is known by Facebook, and delivering it to you, the agent, whoever is using this landing page. So this, we're going to have our next class. I don't know if you can see it here. I just got a lead popping up because I filled this out. And this is telling me now the value of the home. We have a couple data sources for this, Onboard Infometrics and Zillow. There's even a option to not have an automated home value. But if you're trying to get listing leads, contact information for homeowners, you want to use I think you really want to use some automated home values, because it allows you to write an ad that says you can have your home value in 15 seconds. Then you can put it out on places like Facebook and Google and etc. And that's a great way of capturing leads. So that's kind of the two major areas. Landing pages to get listings, to get buyers, things like that. A listings page to market your listings, right? And these are automatically created. We're going to dive into detail on this today. And then there are some other tools, but we're going to get in that in the last class. This class is going to be about setting up and how to use these core tools to market your listings. So before we do that, I want you to go through the profile, okay? Obviously, you're going to want to put your picture there. If you're part of a team, you could put the team name right here and check this box, and that replaces your name as it appears on the marketing information with the team name. You can change your time zone. You can also change your password here. We create passwords for you. You may have something unique that you like to save. Just put it in twice and save it at the bottom. Here is an important piece where it says contact details. This should be the name of your company. Perhaps it's the name of your team. Your primary email, where we send leads to and when we send listing tools to, would be right here. You might have another alternative email. This could be for let's just say you've got a marketing person, right? And I can say marketing at whatever. And I'm going to say, I want my marketing person to get all my tools because I'm just too busy and I'm not going to look at those. You might also have something, and let's just say lead router, right? You might have a CRM that has like Realty Juggler. And they have a destination email where you can send leads to. Now, I do want to point out, you have a system called eEdge, and you will find listings to leads in there as a source for leads. So you definitely want to look at that. But if you're using some other third party and you want your leads to go there, great. If you're using Boomtown, for instance, there's a certain way of doing that. Put the address there and check the box. And what this means is we're going to send all the leads to these sections, okay? The rest of this you don't have to worry about except right here where it says display Zillow reviews. If you have reviews on Zillow, check that box and we've got a couple of tools for you. And so I recommend that you're definitely using those tools because they're designed obviously to capture leads. Okay, and here is the property valuation source, Zillow or Onboard, which I described earlier. You're not in Canada, so you don't have to worry about that. We do set up a kind of a template, a color theme for you. You could change that, but we do set it up and when the default. And then here's a section that says marketing automation setup, and this sends the tools to you automatically. If you're a showcase real estate agent on Realtor.com, check this box and we'll put our branded virtual tour on Realtor.com for you automatically. I think you all are using Gmail. And if you have Gmail, that actually means you have a YouTube account. And you could click this link right here, and I'll click it real quick to show you what the process is. And it's going to say, what account do you want to associate, right? And you click one and it says grant access. And that's what that does, is that connects your YouTube account to this profile page. And when you click this box underneath it, we will always auto-generate a virtual tour for you, but we'll also post it to your own YouTube channel, okay? You'll see some other integration for Wise Agent, Boomtown, Top Producer. You can also add your own social media accounts if you want people to start to follow you on Facebook or LinkedIn, things like that. And then just click update and save, okay? Make those changes one time and then you should be done, okay? So let's go to the listings and let's kind of, role play a little bit of what happens when my listing gets here, right? What is actually going to happen? And let me show you the first thing that will happen. You're going to get, let me click this eFlyer button here. You're going to get this tool. We call it a seller engagement email. And this starts to show what's really different about listings to leads compared to other companies, right? There are a lot of companies that have online marketing tools. You're using us because we're the best at capturing leads with our marketing tools. But there are a couple of different nuances about us that you really want to pay attention to. Obviously, this is my banner. Your office banner will be there. If you have a team banner, you can change that in your account. But this shows a few images of the home, and it says your home is being marketed. And it says we started to market this. It's very wordy, has a lot of graphics. It says we're ready for mobile, we're ready for email, we're ready for the internet, we're ready for Facebook, we're ready for WordPress and Google, and also for Craigslist. And then it says, and then here's my picture, and there's everything I'm doing for you, and here's my logo, right? This is meant to be wordy. It's meant to go to you. It will be sent to you, and you're meant to send it to your client, the homeowner, to kind of show them everything you're going to be doing. And at Listings to Leads, we leverage your homeowner. We actually leverage their sphere of influence. So when you start to think about, lead gen, that's cool. Everybody likes to generate leads. But I can tell you our clients like referrals a lot more than they like leads. And we focus on getting both. And so you'll notice that a lot of our tools are designed to interact with those clients. So let's look at the just listed. So as I mentioned, you're listing day one, you get a seller engagement email. It's going to be on your mailbox. You're also going to get a just listed flyer. And this points to something unique about us. Well, the e-flyer has the status, just listed. That status could be open house. It could be under contract, it could be just sold. But in this case, it's just listed. It obviously is going to have the information about the home. We would all expect that. And you can click here, and that's going to take you to all the maps and the photos for this home. But it's an e-flyer, okay? The other thing about our e-flyer is it has all those lead generation links I was talking about, those links that are pointing to your website for you to capture leads on your website. It also has what is your home worth, and I showed you what is your home worth landing page does. So it's obviously designed to capture leads right out of this e-flyer. But the other thing that's very unique about Listings to Leads is there's always this message that is written from the homeowner to their friends. Right here, dear friends. And it says, we've hired Vincent Meza Eldo Realty to sell our home. He's created this and other great things. We'd appreciate if you could share this with many people as possible so we can get our home sold faster, right? So this is the homeowner reaching out to their friend with an automated message that has an e-flyer that's designed to market that home and capture leads for you, okay? So when you get to this page, you're going to recognize that we have an e-flyer for the single property website, for the virtual tour. We have an e-flyer for the open house. We have an e-flyer for just sold, right? We also have price reduced, and you can print flyers down here, and there's even a traffic report. So these tools are designed to go to your homeowner, right, to the seller. And that's great. And by default, they're going to go to you, and then you can forward it to the seller. So you're going to get a seller engagement email, the just listed e-flyer, and a Facebook ad also for the seller. Once you get your arms around this, you can start to send these things. You can click this button that says send directly to a seller, and you can just drop in. You can say, oh, I want the traffic report, and I want all the tools to go directly to the client and say, hi Jim, whatever their name is, right? And when you do that and you click save, these tools get emailed from your email address directly to the client, and you get copied on it. When you get copied on it, you should pick up the phone and call that client and say, I just sent you an e-flyer and a Facebook ad for your home. Would you forward that on? Or would you copy that and put it in Facebook? So let's talk about the Facebook ad. And even though we were looking at the just listed, right, Facebook, I'm going to show you what a just sold Facebook ad looks like because it makes a little more sense. So remember I said there'll first be a just listed, then a single property website, then open house, and pending under contract. But in this case, and now we're at the kind of the tail end of the cycle, right? It's just sold. And this email is going to go out to your client, and it's going to be coming from you. And to me, it's a little bit confusing. We're going to reword this. We're going to wordsmith this a little bit so it's easier for everybody to read. But what I want you to understand is what is meant to happen. What is meant to happen is you should have your client copy what is in between these two lines and put it on their Facebook wall. Okay, so let's go and let's see what that looks like. Okay, so your client takes this, what I just showed you. Let's do it again so we can kind of just make sure we're following along. This email goes automatically to them. By default, it's going to you. They should copy this information. I'm going to copy it one more time. And they should go to their Facebook page and they should right click and paste it. Okay, and let's give it a second to kind of fetch the photograph and click post. And this is the just sold. Remember, we did say it's gonna start with just listed, but I want you to kind of see how this works on Facebook. Right now, I'm Vincent Meza, so I wouldn't post this myself, but this would be coming from the client, right? And it says, our home just sold, and I want to recommend you at Keller Williams Dallas for doing an excellent job. And if you want help, here's his name and phone number, right? Or here's his name and email address. So it is a pre-written testimonial designed to showcase your name and your office in front of all of the friends of your clients, right? So if you're thinking about getting referrals, I don't know what you do for referrals, right? Do you get one of those really nice knife sets with your name engraved in it and you leave it there and they can use that once or twice a year? In our world at Listings to Leads, we put your name in front of your clients' friends and family and colleagues, which is who they're communicating with on Facebook, 3 or 4 or 5 times, as many times as you use our tools, okay? And when their friends see this, they can actually click it to get some information. And the people who are going to click a just sold ad many times are owning a home and they're wondering what the home value is. So here's a single property website. There's the lead gen over there on the left. There's links pointing to your website. But you'll notice that a automatic lead capture form pops up. And in this case, because the home is just sold, and we know and you know that people that are interested in just sold homes are typically people that own a home, well, they can get their home value right here in the lead capture form. And I showed you how that works. You just drop in your address and you click go, right? Or they can say, well, I want the closing price of this home here, and go there. And that's kind of how that works. So just sold advertising is awesome in the Listings to Leads platform. Really powerful with Facebook. So you got to use the tools. So when those tools show up in your mailbox, which they do automatically, open them up, read them, forward them to your client, and call them and just say, hey, I'd like you, please put that on your Facebook wall. Please forward that email out. I'm doing all these other things to sell your home. But that's really the process, okay? So we kind of jumped ahead because that's the first thing that shows up in your mailbox. Let's just let's start over and get there again. Give it a second to refresh. The first thing that shows up in your email is the seller engagement, okay? This is meant to go to your client. Above it are 3 links, 3 hyperlinks. Those tools are meant for you, but you can certainly share them with your client. The first link is a listing landing page. This is actually, we designed this for Facebook advertising. I would recommend that you click the Facebook button right here to share on Facebook and share it to your business page, right? And say, hey, there's a great home in an awesome neighborhood, right? Whatever it is that's wonderful about this home that you're selling, say it in this space here. Okay, don't just paste and push a link up there. A lot of agents do that. They don't get clicked on and it looks very spammy. But, if there's a new granite kitchen, if there's a real new school, a great school district, all the things that's the selling point, type it in there and click post, okay? And then when they see this ad, it's going to look like it says it right here on the left. And when they click on it, this page is going to pop up behind you, right? And when they click on that, well, you're going to get the lead and they're going to drop on the single property website. So this is the first tool that's given to you in that same email. The next tool that's given to you is the single property website for the same home. And you can use either tool or you can use both tools, right? But basically, you can share this. This has a Matterport video installed just to show you that we can do that as well. But when you see this single property website, I definitely recommend you go down underneath your picture and you share this to your favorite social media accounts. Facebook is the #1 social media platform for lead generation. #2 is actually Pinterest. So if you click the Pinterest button, it's going to open up Pinterest and says, hey, where do you want to pin it, right? And I can just click no thanks, and it's going to say, okay, well, let's pin it. It's actually going to ask you to choose a pin board. But that process is sort of, the Pinterest process. LinkedIn is another great platform for lead gen. You're probably, growing your network there and have no idea of what the purpose of that is. I know I often think that. But a lot of the professional people are on here. And you can say, hey, we've got something just listed, an open house, just sold, same thing. And just write in a note there. Twitter and Google, what is that? Google Plus, I can't remember what they call that. These are important platforms, not a lot of lead gen, but because I can click the Twitter button here and write a quick message, I think it makes a lot of sense for you to post to Twitter, because you can, your clients have heard of Twitter. And if you want to really understand or convey that you understand about online marketing, having a solid way of being on social media is great. Next year, we're going to automate a lot of this. Your listing is going to hit this thing. We're going to push them out automatically. But for now, that's how you get there. So the single property website is going to be there. The listing landing page is going to be on that email, and the branded virtual tour. So let's look at the branded virtual tour. And what would be great is if we can automatically do what I'm going to show you, but this is what goes to you in the first email right now, which is the auto-generated virtual tour. You don't have to upload photos or anything like that. I think this one is actually Matterport, but this would be a slideshow of the photos that came in from the MLS. What you should do when you get this, and this is unique to you at Keller Williams, so please follow. There is an email, you get this link. It's meant to click on so you can see it. Copy this link, log into KWLS, find your listings, and post this inside as the branded virtual tour. And they'll syndicate it to, I think it's more than 100 websites. And obviously, this is designed to capture leads for you, right? These links should be pointing right to your website. When your listings are out on great sites like Zillow and Trulia and Realtor.com or other competitive sites, usually if somebody clicks on a virtual tour or clicks on anything to find out more information, those companies are selling that information to other folks, right? In our world, when somebody clicks on something, that information goes right to you. So you want to get this on KWLS because this virtual tour is designed to capture leads for you. So those are the tools that are automatically going out, right? The branded virtual tour, the listing landing page, and the single property website, and the all together with the seller engagement email, okay? So that's really what's going to happen automatically. Forward them on, share them to social media, things like that, okay? Now, later on, you're going to see I've got some statuses here. When you have an open house, what should you do? Okay. We might get it automatically, but if not, click right here where there's a green button under the open house column and just save your open house. I'm going to put an open house on Saturday. It defaults to 9 to 4. I'm going to just leave that for sake of conversation, and I'm going to click save. Okay. At this point, a bunch of tools are going to get automatically sent to you. And one of the coolest tools that I really like is the listing landing page. And let's look at this because this listing landing page is unique, right? We saw a listing landing page a couple minutes ago, but it was for a home that's just listed. This time there's a home that's got an open house, and open house is always time sensitive. So there's actually a ticking clock right there on the left-hand side. I think you can see that. And on the right hand side, if they want more information, all they got to do is click continue, right? And that is reaching into Facebook. Facebook is saying, oh, here's their name and email. We send that automatically to you. This page says thank you. And then they're dropped on the detail page of this home. Okay, so that's one of the tools you get is the listing landing page. You can see my emails popping up with leads and stuff like that. There's also an e-flyer, which is designed to market that. There's also a blog post, and there's a print flyer. And there's also this other really cool tool that our clients really love. It's called an open house or an online sign-in form. So let's click that. I think this is it here. This is for you if you got a laptop with Wi-Fi or you've got an iPad. You know, a lot of agents will just put a pad and paper, say, hey, if you want to follow up, let's just fill this out. And that works or it doesn't work, right? Some people it works well, many people it doesn't. But people are very comfortable just clicking a couple of buttons to say, well, how did this look? Well, it presented well, or it needs work. Name and email, who's your agent, right? Or I'm just doing research. And when they click enter, we send that consumer to that email a single property website that's mobile optimized. You, the agent, get all this information, right? This is a great tool for not just listing agents, but also showing agents. So if you're a showing agent, meaning it's not your listing, but you're going to sit on it. Maybe you're a newer agent and you want a way to capture leads. You could actually go here to grab active listing. There's a button up here on the left. Drop in the zip code and MLS ID. If it's active for sale on Trulia, we'll pull it in with the photos, and then all of the tools are in here just as you see it. The listing is on your listings page, and you're going to have a single property website that talks about the open house, right? And these leads, everything here is all designed for you to capture the lead information. And so all those tools are going to get sent to you. And that open house platform, we've got people inside of our account here, inside of our mastermind group, talking about just how many leads they're getting from that. And we're excited about that. We want you to be excited about that. I also want to point out, you're going to see here that I've got some statuses: under contract, pending, just sold. And I showed you earlier a single property website for just sold, which basically had a property valuation built in. This home is pending, P for pending. So let's look at the single property website one more time. And it's going to kind of show the same thing, right? It says pending sale up on the right. It's got leads to your thing. But because it's pending, we also think this is something that people are thinking about when they own a home, right? So get the closing price of the home when it closes. All they got to do is click continue at Facebook, and that's going to send them information to you. And you just keep them in a file so that you know that when that home closes, you're going to send them the price, right? But that's really a good time to start, probing on, why are you interested? Are you thinking of selling your home? They could quickly get their home value right here too. So again, that just sort of points to what we're doing and how our marketing tools kind of change. The same home can have different views, different call to actions based on where it is in the listing process, in the listing cycle. So these tools, if they're not happening automatically, I want to point out that if I click the first button here that says edit listing, all of the statuses are right here: just listed, active, under contract, just sold. Okay. And that's going to, and you want to use all of those because these tools are designed to capture leads. So as long as that is making sense, let's get into a little bit something a little more tricky. And that is, let's go over here to the single property website for this open house, and let's talk about these lead generation links. So lead gen links on average are clicked on, I'd say, about 20 to 30% of the time. Somebody looks at this home, they go, oh, that's a pretty home, but you know what? I want more land, or I don't want a two-story home, or whatever it is, right? You probably know this, but NAR told us a couple years back that 399 people out of 400 don't want your home. And let me invert that. 1 out of 400 people who see your home online it's only 1 out of 400 that actually wants that particular home, right? It suits their needs, and that's what they're after. Everybody else, if they're on Zillow, Trulia, Craigslist, wherever, Realtor.com, even on your website, they're clicking next, right? I don't want that home. Next, next. Well, in our world, if they clicked in a e-flyer or they clicked on a single property website like we are now, our virtual tour, we know that they have some interest in property. So with these links on the left, we can take that interest and say, well, if that person was looking at a home in Granite Bay, they're probably interested in Granite Bay homes for sale. So let's create a link that says Granite Bay homes for sale. When they click on that link, let's drive them right to the Granite Bay homes, or at least to the property search page on my website, so I can capture the lead there. You'll notice I have Granite Bay homes from 5 to 700. Now, I set up the offices for listings leads, and we set up, I remember Prudential in California in 10 offices, and they had a person who every time there was a listing, they set up unique links like this, meaning price point breakouts. In that office, across all 10 offices, and there's thousands of listings, they were getting a 50% click-through rate. And I don't know what you know about online marketing, but I've been in it for quite a while, and having 1 out of 2 people click a link and get to your website, I've never heard of it anywhere else. And the way you do that is you create price points. So if you've got a home for sale in Dallas, you want a link that says search all homes, right? You see that's my top one. Then Dallas homes for sale, and then Dallas homes from 5 to 7K, and maybe Dallas homes from under 500K, right? Wherever those major price point breakouts are, you want to showcase that, because when we're looking at homes, we have a budget, right? If I'm looking in Dallas, or I'm looking in Granite Bay, or I'm looking in Lafayette, I can't buy any home. I've got my budget. And if you're putting the key price points where you know homes are selling, people make 3-second decisions, right? They look, yes, no. If it's no, I can close this or go away, or I can go, oh, but there's homes that fit my budget right there. And that is a really important piece to that. So let's go see how the heck do we affect that, all right? And let me close that. We affect that by this button right here. You notice the first button is edit listing, and here you can change photos, you can change the price, you can change anything that you want to change. But here it says lead gen links. And if I click lead gen links, it shows me all the links that are in my account, okay? And I could have links for Maple Grove, and you want different links because you're probably not selling homes in the same neighborhood in the same town every time. You've probably got different markets that you focus on, and different links are important. So you can't use the same links on everything. You could, you just won't get as many leads. But here I can check the boxes that I want to be active for this listing, for the links that I want, and I can click save, and boom, it's going to show me what I'm going to have there, right? So I'm going to put Granite Bay first. I'm going to put Granite Bay from 5 to 7, then search all homes, then what is your home worth, and save and close. And that makes those links available for this property, and this property only. So you can see what my links look like now, and I'm going to refresh it. And since it's Granite Bay homes for sales, top link, Granite Bay for 5 to 700, and then search all homes and what is your home worth, right? That's just a good set of links you can get. I think that's really how you want to lay out your listings every time. And then I showed you about the open house. I showed you that when you get the single property website, share it. The virtual tour, we send it to you automatically, so put it on KWLS. And when you put it on KWLS, I'm going to open this virtual tour one more time. It's going to have this banner that says open house, right? And when you change that to under contract, that banner is going to change. So you don't have to go to KWLS again and kind of refresh it. It just dynamically changes. When you change it to sold, well, that becomes just sold. And the lead capture that pops up is talking about get your home value, right? Now it's talking about open house. So this virtual tour has lead capture that looks like this. But that's all those things go out automatically, and that's really how you take care of that. So where we were talking about those lead generation links, and I showed you that if I go to any listing, I can associate the links I want. This is a little bit much for a lot of agents. They don't like going into that much detail. If you're really focused on capturing leads, you want to go through this detail. But most agents will just go to here to lead links and logo, and they will create links that say Dallas homes for sale, right? You create any link you want. You put the website where you want it to drive to. That's going to be your property search page. And you can click this button right here that says include for all. So if you wanted, you could say, I want a link that says, let's just say this is my copy. I'm going to copy to my website. I'm going to say Dallas homes for sale. Point it to my property search page and click this, and this makes it a default for all of my listings. So I can say search all homes for sale, Dallas homes for sale, and I could make another one, Dallas homes under 500K, and just say, that's just going to be the default, and I'm not going to go into every one of my listings to maximize it. And so you can do that. We also have down section 2, you can kind of ignore, but section 3 is where you get the landing pages that are sort of pre-designed, right? And you can click here to see the link. This is on getting a home value. What is your home value now? So I definitely want to use that either here. You'll notice that I have up top, what is your home worth, excuse me, as a default. And that's because that one is my Lafayette page, right? So I showed you a default, what is your home worth, but I might want one for Dallas. I want one for Fort Worth or wherever, maybe, wherever you're building your business there. And so you can create it and use it there as well. And we are in the lead links section, lead links and logo. So when we go here, lead links and logo, we land here, we create our links there. You can also change your banner or logo here. This is my banner and logo, but we'll have yours in from your office. So that's really the call for today. It's set up your profile, right? Get those, your team name, get your picture in there, get your leads to go to the right place. Connect your YouTube account. If you're using Zillow, put it in there, or Zillow leads rather, put it on the up top. I recommend you set up your lead links and logo, not logo, but set up your lead links to start pointing to your website. We did create some links, but they're pointing to the office website by design. So you'll have to replace the destination here, okay? And then go check out your listings. Make sure you've got the best lead gen links by clicking the green buttons here. And then if you've got the tools and they don't say what you want them to say, because maybe you changed the links, you can always click here and say, okay, now that I've changed the links, I want that just listed. I'm going to click send, and this will send the tools automatically again to your email, right? And this is telling me that I've now got some emails there. So everybody, thanks for your time today. The next class is going to be regarding landing pages and specifically seller lead capture and how to build a brand on Facebook. That'll be later this week, but I am going to put this up online on YouTube now and send it back to you. So please review it. And one last thing, and I gotta point this out. I should have pointed it out earlier. Our mastermind group is a place for our clients, and you are now a client of ours. And I highly recommend you spend some time in there because our clients are sharing incredible information. When you look at our tools, they're pretty awesome, right? I mean, I think they are because they capture more leads than any other company. But how to apply them is sometimes a little bit tricky. And our clients are kind enough in this mastermind group, which again is private only for our clients, to actually show what they're doing, right? They'll actually say, this is what I'm doing. Here's how much money I'm spending. Here's how many leads. In some cases, people are showing, here's how many, this is what my ad looked like, right? Here's a guy, Brandon, says, I got 25 buyer leads at no cost using this tool, and I just put it on free groups in Facebook, right? And that's great. Here's another guy saying, hey, $25, 85 names, and he actually shows you exactly what he wrote on that ad to get those results, okay? That's the mastermind group. So I want you to know right now how to get in that mastermind group. You go into Facebook and open up this little menu by clicking this triangle here and go to settings. You will see a contact primary email address. That is the email address that Facebook has for you. Take that, go into your listings leads account, go to contact support, and just type in and say, hey, please add me, to the mastermind group, and put in that email address. At that point, our support team will take that and put it inside Facebook. You'll get an invite from Facebook. It's a secret group, so you can't actually find it if you don't go through this process. It is hugely valuable. People are actually showing what their ads look like, and that, since it's such a powerful place to capture leads, I really recommend you get in there. So everybody, thanks a lot for your time here today. I am going to get this up online. If you have questions, we do have 4 people on our support team right here. The easiest and fastest way to capture leads is to put your question right here. I know you're going to think it's faster to pick up a phone and call. It's not. It always goes into voicemail, and everybody in our support team, all 4 people, including my partner Scott, they watch this email system. So they answer questions here super fast. Otherwise, you can leave a message and they'll get back to you when they pick up the messages. Again, everybody, thanks so much. Have a great day. Good luck. Our system, I can tell you the key to lead gen in our platform. It works if you use it. If you don't use the platform, it really doesn't do a whole lot. But if you do, our clients are getting hundreds of leads every month. And that's where we want all of you to be. Thanks a lot, everybody. Take care. I'll be in touch. We'll see you in a couple more days. Bye-bye.